Singer, songwriter, and guitarist Spencer Rick, after recording globally, is entertaining audiences with his blend of rock, blues, and classical influences. Tonight he talks about his passion for music and his latest project. Spencer, thank you for joining me this evening to talk about your upcoming music. I definitely want to hear more. Let's start with how
Thanks
it
so much for
began.
having me,
Oh,
by the way, Seth.
absolutely, absolutely. So let's start with how it began. Where did your love of music come from?
Yeah, so I think I've always loved music. So when I was a baby, up until I was probably like 6, my mom loved to sing, nursery rhymes and lullabies, and even her own creations to both me and my siblings. She once made a song about garbage trucks because I was so
Oh my
fascinated,
goodness.
you know. But no matter what, we always were involved with music, whether we had a Disney VHS sing-along tape in the TV, or we're flipping through the binder in our car for a new CD to put in for some
Oh.
classic rock on a drive, or we have company over, we have classic rock playing, or playing card games, that sort of thing. I think music has just always been an integral ingredient in me and my family's life.
So, what was the one piece of music or song that you heard that you knew you wanted to be a musician?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So when I was like 8 or 9, I heard Boston for the first time in the
Ah,
backseat of my cousin's car when he was driving me around, and it just blew my mind. The electric guitars sounded otherworldly to me, like they sounded like lightning became music or something. Like it was so cool. And I really knew I had to make that sound for myself and become a guitar player. And so I took lessons. When I was 10, I got my first guitar, and I took lessons for about 6 years. And then I cut it with that and decided to just go on my own path and figure out what voice and style of songwriting I wanted to do. And along the way, you pick up people you become enamored with, and
absolutely.
artists like Arctic Monkeys or Foo Fighters or Young the Giant really stood out to me, and they still do today.
So, I know that you're coming out with new music that should be actually out next month. So, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. So actually, I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm working on 2 full-length albums and an EP, but they're all kind of under the style of rock, and they all have their own distinct like indie flavor, so to say. But with each project I take up, I like to kind of make a new style of song.
Interesting.
So each song is a new style, rather, but it all needs to come together to create a cohesive message or idea of some sort. So, like with my last album I released, Love and Loss, which is out everywhere right now, each song is a different genre, but it all comes together to form a letter that I wrote and dedicated to my dad who had passed away.
And it is a beautiful album.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I want to take up the reins with that same kind of approach on this next couple of albums, where each song is a little bit different, but it comes together to build a cohesive idea. So this next one is about dreams and what it means to live your dream and fulfill your dreams. And the next one after that, kind of want to keep under wraps, keep in my back pocket. But I can tease that, like you said, I will have two to three singles coming out to spearhead the release of my next album.
Oh, wonderful. Well, where can people find out more about you and any updates on the new music coming out?
Yeah, definitely. I think honestly the best place to find out more about my music would be at a show. So I'm super fortunate to have a very talented band who can cover a lot of musical ground and styles and keep up with my crazy eclectic style. So each night that means we get to put together a new set that's totally different from the last. So sometimes you get more heavy rock, which is cool, or sometimes you get more laid back stuff and more emotional stuff, or a blend of the two.
Wonderful.
And really that's the most exciting thing for me, is I get to put out something new and usually include things that come from unreleased music into that sort of thing. But if you're interested in finding me at a show, you can always find out info like on Instagram at SpencerRick_music, which is SpencerRick_music, where I have all my dates, my website, my links to Spotify, Apple Music, that sort of thing, where you can find me. You can find me on any listening streaming platform under Spencer Rick. But yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Spencer, thank you for coming out tonight and talking with me about your music, and we are definitely looking forward to what you have coming up.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
Absolutely. We'll be back.